aerospace. All systems online.
Good morning, Star Citizens. Buzzkiller here, and welcome back to the channel. So I was about to go to bed last night when I realized there's another flyable ship in the game that I had not seen before, and that is, of course, the Anvil Valkyrie dropship. So I made a video last night. I got tired. It was like 3 in the morning, so I went ahead
Shields full.
and went to bed. But when I got up this morning to edit the video, there's no audio. So here I am remaking this video. Here we go. Anyway, this is the Anvil dropship that was displayed during the live stream at CitizenCon. It is the CitizenCon version with the special paint job. So this is the Anvil Valkyrie Liberator with this really cool bronze, copperish, metallic paint job, which is pretty nice. Some white stripes and accents. But yeah, this ship took everyone kind of by surprise. We didn't know there was another drop ship coming. We already have, of course, the Aegis, was it the Vanguard Hoplite, which is a smaller one. It can only carry 6 troops. And then there's, of course, the ship I've been waiting for, the Aegis Redeemer. That's kind of a gunship dropship combination, kind of like this. This is kind of a gunship dropship thing, but I think the Redeemer more focuses on the gunship aspect and has less crew. I don't know. Maybe they could have modified it, made it a little bit bigger. I would have been happy with that, but I guess they decided to go ahead and release a ship. Well, Anvil needed a new ship. It's been a long time since we had a good Anvil ship. The last ship we had was the Terrapin. And yeah, this is a welcome lineup to Anvil's combat ships. So this ship carries 20 troops into battle, which is phenomenal amount of troops. Plus you have a vehicle bay that can hold at least 2 bikes and maybe up to an Ursa rover. It has guns everywhere. They're all, except for 2, which I'll get to in a moment, size 3 Mantis chain guns. So you've got 2 on a gimbaled turret mount that the pilot controls. So you've got 2 on the lower turret down here and 2 on the upper turret. Why can't I move the ship? There we go. But there's the lower turret. And it's got quite a bit of armor on the bottom, which you would expect for a dropship. Of course, you've got to have a well-armored belly because you're going to be taking fire from the ground. So that's pretty nice. And it's got the 4 VTOL thrusters, which allow it to maneuver well in atmosphere. Very, very cool. It's definitely got some Aegis influence in there. You see the turret sitting in the middle of the circle. You've got the sort of separated tail section, kind of like a Hornet. Very, very, very interesting looking ship. I like the intakes. Very cool. But we'll take a look at the exterior here in a moment. Let's check out the interior. So in the cockpit, the first thing I notice is the viewing angles, of course. And to the top, view is almost completely unimpeded. You just have these 2 struts coming down on either side, but there's no cross struts. Everything to the top is very visible. But then you have this huge wraparound dash with some nice displays. You've got 2 displays that you can see all the time, 2 more that kind of in the edge, and 2 more you have to really look for. But a lot of display options here. But looking down where you think you would need more visibility in a dropship, all you have is this small, tiny little window between your feet and a couple small windows on either side. So kind of unfortunate there. So I guess most of your flying while you're doing support will be from the third person so that you can see what's going on. But yeah, other than that, a very nice cockpit. Let's go ahead and get out of the seat. Being an Anvil ship, there's a lot of new elements in the ship that we have not seen before. Some of them were kind of hinted at in the Anvil Turret, but a lot of design aspects are fairly new. This is a larger ship from Anvil. Probably, I think this is the largest Anvil ship we've seen to date, isn't it? I'm not sure. At least in game. It's got an interesting step down, kind of like the Vanguard, but then you step back up into the neck, and you have this Hexagon Hallway. And you see hexagons a lot in Anvil design. It goes all the way back to the back of the ship. Really cool. You kind of saw it in the Terrapin again, but this is a larger ship, so it's a lot more pronounced. You see it kind of flows all the way back, all the way to the back of this deck. Now, sound effects in the ship are a little messed up. There's no engine sound effects, so no door sound effects, no turret sound effects except for the running turret sound and this hissing noise from these vents, which is really loud and obnoxious. So hopefully that'll get fixed here soon. But moving back into the neck, you have the 2 stations for your remote turrets. So let's go ahead and jump in those. Check out the animations on these seats. It's very similar to the Terrapin again with the shoulder harness style. Everything kind of comes down over your shoulders. Got the display that comes down there. Got a display up here. I'll let you click on, and you're in the turret. Now this turret doesn't work that well. It's still got the offset thing with the mouse where it's really hard to stop the thing. But you've got these little single turrets, which are going to be really fun to use once they are working properly. Got great field of view. I mean, you can look almost straight up. Down, not quite as much, which is kind of surprising. I would think you'd be able to, with it twisted down, maybe turn all the way around, but I guess not. But yeah, other than that, a really cool design for a small turret. Go. Let's get out of that section with the hissing. So in this section, you have the sort of the crew living quarters. It looks like the captain or the commander or whatever gets his own cot, and then there are 4 other crew cots. So you have, 4 cots for 4 turrets. And then you have the captain. You've also got a small food preparation area here. Looks like a little, maybe a microwave here. Crew food access. A little something leaking there. I was thinking this was a drink dispenser, but it doesn't look like it. Maybe just a food preparation area. Really cool balcony looking over the cargo bay / vehicle bay. Not really a cargo bay. There's no cargo grid. But yeah. Here in the back, you have access to the top turret. Pretty basic seat design here. What's really cool is the bottom turret, and I'll show you that here in a bit. But yeah, this is the first large Anvil turret we've seen, and it looks a lot like the Cockpit. Very similar struts. Good field of view to the top, which is what you need in a top turret. Of course, those mantises are just fun to shoot. I love them. Really cool. Nice unobstructed view. Awesome. Let's go ahead and jump out. Oh, I almost forgot the restroom. here we have facilities with a toilet, sink, some serious air conditioning going. It's marked as an intake. You've got your shower with a drain. Yeah, not bad. Definitely enough to keep you going for a while. This looks like a radar access, component access. Now Anvil seems to cover their stuff a little more than Aegis does. I guess Aegis is a little more industrial, whereas Anvil is more modern. I don't know. They like to cover everything, all their cable bundles. And then Anvil's more angular with these hexagon motif, whereas Aegis is a little more round and flowing. This ladder's a little sketchy here, but it works. Okay, down here we have the main bay. This is where you can park. You can park 2 motorcycle-style vehicles like the Dragonfly or Nox. You can also park up to Ursa Rover in here. It will fit quite a large bay here. I think you could probably even fit a Merlin here. I wouldn't be surprised if it would fit in here. It seems to be tall enough, and I've seen people cram Merlins into just about anything. The door's pretty wide, and it moves up and down pretty quick. So yeah. Another interesting thing I found when I was looking for, well, you've got the side doors here. I was looking at how to open those. I found this little button. So you've got a blast door. I guess so the crew doesn't get hit with the Dragonfly's exhaust. I don't know. Interesting little touch there. Well, this is a Squadron 42 ship, so I'm sure that's there for some kind of story element. Make it a little more realistic. Very nice. And then, of course, the side doors, which I was talking about. You just click directly on them and they open up. There's even a little footstool here. Now, originally I thought, well, this would be a good spot to stand with your sidearm and just shoot out with like a Demico machine gun or something. Or this would be a good place to jump out of when you're landing, or maybe even drop some, the Titan armor, the big heavy mech suit that CIG is supposed to be coming out with, out the side door. This would be a good spot for that. But then I realized as I was walking away, look off to the side here. You've got a door gun. Very cool, kind of like a helicopter. So this is a first for Star Citizen, a actual man turret where you physically hold the gun in a starship. And of course, it's another Mantis. It's not the size 3, obviously, but still, very cool addition. Very nice. The only thing I don't like about it is it doesn't have the field of fire of the entire door. It only goes back so far. But it's there. It's cool. You have it on either side. Same thing. This looks like maybe some component access. Oh, it's a locker. Okay. A locker for the guys. Where are the components? The only ones I've seen so far were the ones up in the top deck. Well, like I said, Anvil likes to hide things away. You see, they even cover most of their cable assemblies, whereas in like a Aegis ship, everything would be kind of more exposed. Interesting. Moving forward, there's the ladder I came down, and here is the quarters, or not the quarters, but the drop area, the drop troop area, where you've got 10 of these seats, 5 on each side, and 2 hallways worth. So this is where all your troops sit. They do have seats that they can open up and sit down in, and you can sit in these. It's a little difficult to get out right now, so I'm not going to sit down. And then moving forward, you have probably the coolest feature on this ship, and that is this bottom turret. The way it works is absolutely fascinating. Check out this gimbal system on the seat as it comes up. It's kind of in two circles on either side, and it's fully articulated. Anyway, just check this thing out as it opens up. It is just really cool. Can't wait for the sound effects to get put in. But it drops you down, and the seat is fully articulated, so it moves with the turret, which is just phenomenal. I love it. You've got some nice firing angles here. So that's great. I mean, it's much better than the RSI turrets where when you're aiming down, you're pretty much looking between your feet. Very cool. It's a top-mounted display to try to keep the display out of your face when you're looking down, and it moves with you as well. Ah, just too cool. That is just badass. I love it. I love it. Well, you kind of got to see the animation there. I wish it would stay up so I could just look at that gimbal and admire it. That is so freaking cool. We've got some components up here, maybe. This would be a good place to put some component areas. A lot of emergency lights everywhere. Of course, the other side, here's more seats. So yeah, that's the interior of the ship. Let's go ahead and head back up to the cockpit, and we'll see how she performs. An interesting design on the seats. How everything moves. Has a sort of mechanicalness to it.
Online.
So again, yeah, the sounds are not working in the ship. So unfortunately, there's no thruster sounds. All you hear is me breathing, which is kind of interesting because you can hear my breath kind of change with the G-forces. Top SPM speed is 200. Of course, Afterburner goes well beyond that. If you want to get the Afterburner numbers, check out Malagos' post. He usually does one on Reddit where he has a spreadsheet with all the weapon damages, the ship speeds, their top speeds, their acceleration values, everything. Really cool. There we go. I want to do one more exterior view. We've got all the doors open right now, so you can see how big that rear hatch is. The side doors. Let's go ahead and close all of that. Very nice. And then, of course, you've got this cool landing gear system, VTOL, with 4 well shock absorbed landing struts. And I believe the thrusters are supposed to be articulated as well. So the maneuvering thrusters are kind of like Anvil maneuvering thrusters, but I don't see them moving right now. So a lot of stuff needs to be addressed on this ship. It looks like they kind of just rushed it into this build. Really too bad about this sound. There's no sound. But yeah, other than that, a really, really cool ship. I like it a lot. Yeah, and if you want this color combination, the CitizenCon edition, the Valkyrie Liberator, you'll have to get it within a week of CitizenCon. So you've got, what, 5-6 more days. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Until next time, this has been Buzzkiller, and I'll see you in the verse.
Self-destruct protocol accepted.